Although trading is closed on November 22nd, 2019, let's go over our calls. We said this was a negative pattern yesterday, and the onus was on the bulls to invalidate it by gapping and taking out yesterday's highs promptly, which is what they did. Patterns has an early high, and that's what we got. Friday's pattern has the early high as well. Monday's pattern has the early high as well. MEJT here gave a buy signal. It just means higher price will print. Doesn't call the next move. Also had optional lower targets. When they printed immediately, system said it was false and higher price would print over the white dotted line. That's what we got. Note that now for 2.5 days we've been trying to rally for most of the day and haven't been accomplishing anything because we can't close over these highs. And you all know I'm not a fan of walls into the close. They don't always reverse and gap down, especially on Fridays, but they do it a high percentage of the time. Well, here's what we said. We said unless we gap and promptly surpass the high of the day, lower prices should print. Well, the bulls did what they had to do. We still think with even more confidence each day that we're in wave blue sea down. We just need to undercut some of these lows to be sure, or as sure as you can be about the market. Well, it's easy to come up with a count that says this is A. I don't know about the degrees here, that's A, that's B, and you have an A and a B with great fibs. So it could be, if this is the right count, and I'm certain other counts work too, but you have this ABC, that's probably B, and so we're probably in a wave C, and you've got fibs ratios right at the end here. So if we do start dropping right at the open, there is fib support for the idea. Here's the Fibonacci grid. You take today's high and the low of this rally and look at the gorgeous hits you get right at the fib numbers. So you've also got Fibonacci resistance at today's high from that pattern. This is a Gann fan 1x2 line. It stops right at today's high. This is a Gann fan 1x1, 84 bars, 84 days. Stops right at today's high. You have intense resistance from a number of patterns all at today's high. And the standard rule is you gap over that resistance Monday or the resistance wins. Well, here's our channel. You've broken down below it. You haven't been able to recover. You have an impulse down. You've tried for 2.5 days to invalidate it. All you've done is spin your wheels. The gap down is the impulse down has stayed. And the implication is it isn't a false move, that the impulse tells you the direction of the trend, and the corrective overlapping waves are counter trend moves. Monday's pattern has an early high. Now typically it's a rally day with a high near the close. Failure though is a straight line drop. If there's no early drop, it tends to be positive, and if there is, then further weakness ensues. Strong resistance at Friday's high. The wall into the close often traversed by gapping down. It's less common with a wall on Friday when the late trends tends to carry over into Monday's open. So if they do gap down Monday, it's even more negative. Bulls need to gap up. That would overcome resistance. But a significant decline starting at Monday's open, ideally by gapping down, would have negative implications not just for Monday but for days, maybe even weeks to come. This is the best shot the bears have in a long time to drop right from the open and start a substantial move down. My friend, the late Bill Blanc, used to say the bears would drop the soap a lot, and they might drop it again. We'll know at Monday's open. Just be aware, if I can mix metaphors, if we gap down smartly in Monday's open, we won't drop the soap. In fact, we'll be circling the drain. And that's today's call.